Well, you guys are in for a treat. This is something you've never seen before. Atlanta played Golden State. All right. So- Thank you. No, I that really just came to me. All right. Uh, we're excited. Obviously, Golden State has been extraordinarily well coached. Uh, they have a togetherness and a team, and they know their roles and they do it so well. I think they deserve a lot of credit for how well they've played early this season.
Coach, I wanted to ask you. Obviously, we had All-Star announcements in the last several days. You have Alicia Gray, you have Ryan Howard. There was one name that I think many of us in the room probably thought would be there would be Bree Jones. What are your thoughts about Bree season so far, what you've spoken about before, and then just how do you handle a situation like that?
Yeah, I mean it's tough because this is my first year as a head coach, and following the W for a long time. There's so many good players. Every time there's an all-star team named, there's players that are deserving but didn't get the invitation for whatever reason. I guess for me, like I wasn't even concerned about Bree. I thought she was not somebody that was on the bubble and could go either way. I thought she was clearly going to be one of the all stars. She's had that kind of season. Uh, the coaches voted a certain way. I think coaches are busy. Sometimes it's you know you get caught up in seeing what's going on in the league, and because Bree is kind of a quiet person and just goes about her business. Sometimes it might be I don't know how you'd overlook all star production and as well as she's played, but I think the kind of her manner about it and just even keel and doing it a certain way. Sometimes it doesn't bring a lot of attention onto herself, and in this case, it may have hurt her.
Coach, a few weeks ago, we saw Temi Fagbenle say about Golden State, we're a team of six women, kind of saying they don't have that superstar player that you may see whenever you're preparing for a team like Golden State that doesn't have that quote unquote superstar, even though we see Kayla Thornton making it into the All Star game. How does that kind of change your preparation?
Well, I don't know that it changes all that much. I mean, I think they have some really good players. I mean, Thornton and Hayes are all star level players, and they have players who are doing their role at an all star level. They know what they're good at, and they play to their strengths. And there's just kind of a team bond between them already. And uh, but as for the preparation, you just prepare like any other team. They're going to play hard. They really want to protect the paint. They're really good at rebounding the ball. So you better be ready for those things. And we've had a couple good days of practice. Hopefully, it'll carry over to the game.
Coach, in about another week or so, we'll be coming up on the halfway mark of the season. This is the final home game for a while, and before you guys go on the 6 game road trip. Another grueling road trip. Like, what are your thoughts about that process?
I'll go back to this as my first year in the league. I saw this next month. I don't think we come back here for like
July 29th.
yeah, and then we're back briefly, and then it's like another. Now I asked around, nobody else has seen anything like this, so it'll be a great challenge for us. I mean, uh, obviously we got to take care of tonight first. That's what's foremost on our minds. But to have a stretch on the road over the next month and only be home so infrequently, I mean, this is going to be a great challenge for a team. It's something that the team can bond over and grow. I mean, I've definitely in the college ranks, we've gone on long road trips, and by the time now, never this long, but you kind of bond as a team. You go through some challenges, you get some big wins, and suddenly you've become an even better team. Hopefully, it could be something like that.
Coach, I just want to follow up on that a little bit. Do you do things intentionally during that road trip to, I mean, I know the circumstances will help you bond, but what do you do intentionally to help the bonding process?
I don't really do a lot. Uh, I think at some point we're plan a team activity of some sort. Uh, but a lot of it is the I think that's good, a team activity, going somewhere together and enjoying a day together. But if you do that too much and you force it upon them, it doesn't like have the same resonance as something that just kind of happens organically by being around your teammates and having a meal with them and walking around the city with them. I think that, kind of has and really most importantly, competing and having some success.
Awesome, Coach. After watching the film from the last game, what's something that you caught in the film session that maybe you didn't catch in real time?
Uh, I can't think of anything that like I didn't see while the game went on, but I was I don't know if you noticed, but I was kind of disappointed in the press conference after the game. And you review it and you really analyze things you can do better. And then sometimes you tip your hat to the other team and it's like, wow, that was a tough shot. That was a tough shot. They made a great play there. All right. Well, we're just gonna have to be a little bit better, or a little bit luckier. One of those.
Coach, I wanted to go back to Bree for a second and just how consistent she is, and you talk about her putting her head down and just doing her business. But as far as that consistency, how invaluable as a coach is that for you to have?
Well, I love Bree. Like Bree shows up every day. She does her job. She does it really well. Uh, you know, I think she's one of the 10 best players in the league. I mean, I think she's that good. And I, I know that she feels appreciated by her teammates and hopefully her coach. Hopefully I've made that clear to her. Um, but I'm sure it would have been nice to be recognized by the whole league this year.
You know, you've mentioned a couple of times in the press conference, first year in the league. What does it mean to you to actually have two players that will be in the All-Star in Alicia and Rye?
Well, I'm really excited for both of them. For Leash to be the first time for her to be named a starter. I mean, that's a big thing. And I know she was really excited about that. And, Rye getting into another all-star game. Liam had some stat about how many times somebody's been to like three and okay. And Rye's the fourth. Yeah. So I'm really excited that they get to do it and they're so close. I think they're excited that they get to, spend some time together at the All-Star game.
Kind of going off of that, when I spoke to Ryan before the season started, she said what was really important for this team in building that chemistry and whatnot was your relationship with Ryan specifically. How have you seen your relationship with Ryan grow, but also impact what this team does on and off the field?
Yeah, I think just as time goes on, like we get to kind of slowly learn more about each other, start to feel more comfortable in situations. We understand each other a little bit better. We're both trying to, you know, make this the best team we possibly can. So, times that means sit down and talk about some things. Other times it's like give each other a little bit of room. And, I really have enjoyed getting to know Rye. And, she has one of those fun personalities and she's a tremendous basketball player and I think she's only getting better.
Coach, tonight is 90s night. And so I heard that you were a big fan of heavy metal, rock and roll.
Man, how'd that get
Uh,
out?
Sources.
Okay.
But I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite song from the 90s?
Ooh, man, that's a long time ago to know which songs were in what year. I don't remember them that well. I was more 80s and Iron Maiden. So I'd have to look what year Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner came out, but I think it was late 80s, and I would be avoiding your question. Okay.
Coach, we kind of alluded to a little bit. Kayla Thornton for the Valkyries. What stands out the most to you about her game, and what are some of the strategies you plan to use to kind of limit her tonight?
Well, she can stretch the floor with her shooting. She's a really good offensive rebounder. She's an excellent defender. And did you have more than Kayla, or was that it? Yeah. She's just really good all around player. I mean, she doesn't just rely on one thing to get her points. She can score in a variety of ways. And, for us, yeah, we want to limit her shots, but we definitely want to try to keep her off the offensive glass. Don't give her any easy second opportunities.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes, Coach.